My name is Adrian Zassenhaus. I'm a sophomore at Morristown High School. This is my first year in the Life Design Lab, and my project was about improving as an athlete. Also, I apologize for the running video being really shaky. I didn't mean for that to happen. I chose this class about a year ago and already knew what I really wanted to do. I wanted to get over procrastination and go to the gym to be more of an athlete. These are goals I have had my entire life and wanted to accomplish throughout this class. I knew it was challenging to achieve, but my hopes were that this being a class would get me to lock in. And I thought that I would never get over my bad habits unless I had pressure from a teacher telling me what to do and when to do it. But I couldn't have been more wrong about what the Life Design Lab was. Throughout the first couple of months, when we were thinking about what skills we wanted to learn, I asked myself truly why I wanted to go to the gym, run, or get good at a sport. And I realized that I didn't really have a reason. All of my life, I've just played sports and have never really been good at one, even though I love playing them. I went through phases of soccer, baseball, swimming, and tennis, but never stuck with one. So I guess the goal was to play a sport on an elite level, which I could stick with. After quitting swimming, I joined lacrosse in the summer of 7th grade, doing some camps to get started, and in the spring on the junior colonials team. I don't exactly remember why I did, but I knew that at the time I wanted to get back into a team sport, and I also had a friend to play with. At first I didn't take it seriously. I was probably the worst beginner ever, but I didn't get discouraged, and unlike other sports I've played and quit, I stuck with lacrosse, and that felt special for me. I kept planning the project, thinking that a reason for wanting to be good at lacrosse would come to me, and eventually I started the project. It was hard at first because I wanted to be athletic, but I didn't want to do all of the little steps that are required, like being consistent, pushing myself until failure, and especially dieting. In the first half of the year, I had a good diet for over a month. I started gaining the most weight and improving the most during that time, but there was an issue. I don't really eat lunch, or not enough. I never brought food to school, and this made it hard to diet because that means I would have to eat all of the food later in the day. I couldn't spread it out. I ended up dropping the diet after winter break because I couldn't consistently eat enough. With this setback, I rethought the purpose of my project. I realized that what didn't matter so much was the result, being big, strong, fast, or good at its sport, but having a better attitude as an athlete. Being the most athletic person on the team wasn't the goal. It was acting like an athlete I wanted. I realized that the differences between an athlete and someone who just plays a sport are the same things that I hated about going to the gym, running, and practicing discipline. This led me to stop going to the gym as much, thinking I was getting better, and instead I focused on consistency and hitting all of the pillars of becoming a better athlete. I ran more and started playing lacrosse every day to build discipline. In the feedback night, I was really just showing off my achievements and the stats on my project. But on the exhibition night, I was really trying to show the mentality of an athlete and how that affects athletics. But the question still remained of whether this mindset actually helped me with lacrosse. Mid-March, the lacrosse season started. I got good looks throughout the first day of tryouts, but ended up being on JV. I didn't let this hold me down though. I worked hard every practice, focusing on the athlete's mentality more than anything else, trying to have both a growth and grit mindset. About a week into the season though, I sprained both of my feet because my cleats were too small, and I recently broke my thumb as well. I'm out for weeks, and yet I still continue to work out in the ways I can, like running. I watched the team lose a few times to some really good teams and get really upset about it, blaming the coach and each other. But as this happened, I realized that part of being in a team sport is supporting and motivating your teammates. So I did. But I was still upset that I couldn't help. I couldn't work towards becoming a better athlete if I was just watching other kids play without doing it myself. Once my foot sprain healed a bit, I decided to try to switch to track because it would be a better use of my time than watching the team practice every day. But the track team was already full and weren't accepting more people. This brings me to now. I run on my own every day, building discipline despite having 2 recovering injuries. I plan to rejoin a cross club this summer to make up for my lost time, and I also plan to run a half marathon in early May to challenge myself and see just how far I've gotten. But that was never the goal of my project. Over the last few months, I have developed more of an athletic mindset, always searching for a new challenge and embracing the process despite setbacks and injuries. Even if my accomplishments show failure on paper, I feel more successful than I have ever been in the gym and sports, and have learned much more about myself and what creates an athlete. Also, one of my goals at the beginning of this project was to get over procrastination. Because I've worked on discipline through running, playing lacrosse, and hitting the gym, I've seen improvements outside of athletics and procrastination, particularly in handing in assignments on time for school. Although the issue of procrastinating is not fully gone, this project has helped me focus on what truly matters. Thank you.